SOO's perspective, how Do Kyungsoo sees the world, and why it feels like a gift to every fan. There are artists who show you their world through grand gestures, elaborate performances, carefully curated photo shoots, cinematic music videos that pull you into a universe they have built entirely for your viewing pleasure. And then there is Do Kyungsoo. Quiet, deliberate, deeply intentional in everything he does. When the Do Kyungsoo Japan official fan club updated their gallery on March 18, 2026, with a feature titled, SOO's Perspective, fans around the world paused. Not because it was loud, but because it was the opposite of loud, and somehow, that made it hit even harder. The concept is simple, and yet it says everything you need to know about who Kyungsoo is as a person. Rather than placing himself in front of a camera, he stepped behind it. Rather than showing fans his face, he chose to show them his eyes, not literally, but in the truest sense of the phrase. The photos he captured are windows into his daily life, small and unhurried moments that most people would walk past without a second thought. A canopy of green trees stretching under a wide, clear blue sky. Soft clouds catching the last warmth of a golden hour. Light falling gently across an ordinary afternoon. These are not the images of someone performing for an audience. These are the images of someone who genuinely notices the world around him and finds it worth remembering. What makes this gallery so moving is not the technical quality of the photographs, though they carry a natural, unforced beauty that feels effortless. What makes it moving is the intimacy of it. When you look at these photos, you are not looking at Do Kyungsoo. You are looking at what Do Kyungsoo looks at. You are standing, in a very real sense, exactly where he stood, seeing exactly what caught his attention, feeling whatever it was that made him stop and decide, this moment is worth keeping. That is a profoundly personal thing to share, and it feels all the more precious because it comes from someone who has never been interested in oversharing. Do Kyungsoo has always been known for his privacy. In a world where celebrities are expected to document their every movement, share their every meal, and offer their followers a near constant stream, chosen a different path. He does not flood social media with selfies. He does not narrate his daily life for public consumption. He holds his private world close, and he has always been honest about the fact that the person fans see on stage or on screen is only one version of who he is. That quiet boundary, far from frustrating fans, has only deepened their respect for him. Because when he does share something, it carries weight. It feels chosen. It feels real. And, SOO's perspective, is exactly that kind of offering. Every single photo in the gallery feels chosen. There is nothing accidental about the way the images are composed, nothing rushed or throwaway about the moments he decided to preserve. There is a consistent mood running through the collection, calm, grounded, peaceful. The kind of mood that reflects a person who is comfortable with silence, who does not need noise or chaos to feel alive, who finds meaning in the quiet texture of an ordinary day. If you have followed Kyungsoo's career for any length of time, none of this will surprise you. It is completely, unmistakably him. His fellow EXO members have spoken many times over the years about what Kyungsoo is like behind the scenes. Words like genuine, straightforward, and unexpectedly warm come up again and again. He is someone who does not perform kindness, he simply is kind, in that understated way that you only notice after the fact. He is someone who listens more than he speaks, observes more than he reacts, and processes the world around him with a depth that rarely makes it into headlines because it does not announce itself. It lives in the small details. In the way he treats people. In the way he approaches his craft. And now, apparently, in the way he takes photographs. Because looking at these images, you can feel that same quality of attention. The trees he photographed are not extraordinary trees. The sky is not a once-in-a-lifetime sky. But the way he saw them, the angle, the light, the timing, the decision to stop and look up, suggests someone who is present in a way that has become genuinely rare. We live in an era of chronic distraction, of eyes trained downward at screens, of moments consumed before they are even fully experienced. Kyungsoo's photographs feel like a quiet resistance to all of that. They feel like someone who actually lives inside his own life, rather than performing it for external validation. The Japan official fan club framed the gallery beautifully, inviting fans to enjoy the special moments Do Kyungsoo has captured in his everyday life. That word, everyday, matters more than it might seem. There is a particular courage in presenting the everyday as worthy of attention. It would have been easy, and perhaps expected, to fill a celebrity gallery with dramatic landscapes, exotic destinations, or visually spectacular scenes. Instead, Kyungsoo offered the ordinary. And in doing so, he reminded everyone paying attention that the ordinary, when seen through the right eyes, is anything but. This is also deeply consistent with his approach to his other creative work. As an actor, Do Kyungsoo has built a reputation for choosing roles that prioritize emotional truth over spectacle. His performances in films like Cart, Room Number 7, and Swing Kids, and his acclaimed portrayal across various dramatic projects, have all been marked by a restraint and authenticity that critics and audiences alike have found genuinely compelling. He does not perform emotions, he inhabits them. He finds the human truth inside a character and lets that be enough. The same philosophy seems to run through his photography. He does not dress up the moment. He simply finds the truth of it and lets that be enough. For fans, particularly those who have followed his journey through EXO's early years, through his military service, through his solo music career and acting projects, this gallery feels like a small but significant gift. It is not a comeback announcement. It is not a promotional campaign. It is just Kyungsoo, sharing a piece of how he moves through the world, offered quietly and without fanfare. Another artist might have built a whole narrative around this release. There might have been a press statement, a behind-the-scenes video, a carefully crafted caption designed to maximize engagement. Instead, the gallery arrived simply, announced plainly, titled with characteristic directness, SOO's perspective. Here is how I see the world. Take it or leave it. Fans, of course, did not leave it. The response across fan communities was immediate and deeply emotional. Because this is what happens when someone who guards their inner world carefully decides to open a small window. People gather at it, not to crowd or to demand more, but simply to appreciate the fact that the window opened at all. Do Kyungsoo has always understood something that many people in his position never quite figure out, that presence is more powerful than volume. That the right moment, offered sincerely, means more than 1,000 carefully manufactured ones. That being yourself, fully and without apology, is the most compelling thing an artist can do. SOO's perspective is a gallery of photographs. But really, it is a portrait, not of what Kyungsoo looks like, but of who he is. Observant, gentle, deeply present, finding beauty in the ordinary and trusting that others will find it too, if only they slow down long enough to look. In a world that rarely stops moving, that kind of quiet invitation is worth more than almost anything else an artist can offer. And for the fans who have loved Do Kyungsoo for years, it is simply confirmation of what they already knew: the view from his eyes is, truly, something beautiful.